So a few weeks back, I got a brand new release in from Jean-Paul Gaultier. It's Le Male Lover. I did my first impression of it, along with the first impression of two other brand new fragrances. And of the three, it was my favorite. I gotta tell you, I was really impressed by that opening of the fragrance. But since then, I've worn it 4 times. And how has it changed? How has that dry down crept in? Did it get better? Did it get worse? Did it stay the same? How long did it last? Well, I'm going to be telling you guys all about that today with my full review of, again, Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Lover. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud, back with another full review of a brand new 2024 release. Again, this is one that I really enjoyed on the first time around. If you're new to my channel, what I do is I do my first impression, which I talk about the opening 5 minutes, and then I come back at about a half hour and let you guys know a little bit of the dry down. And then after a few weeks, I come back after some wears, letting you guys know the full performance, what my thoughts are on the full dry down, all of that good stuff. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Before we get into that, though, if you like my content and you're not already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Also, on the way in, hit that like. Takes 2 seconds, helps out my channel. Comment below, let me know what you think about this fragrance, if you're planning on picking it up, if based on this review or my previous first impression, if it's something that's interesting to you. But yeah, that's what we're talking about today, my full review of this one by Jean-Paul Gaultier. It is Le Male Lover, another fresh addition to the line. As far as the bottle, again, the canister is the canister. It looks just like the bottle. It's blue. It has this kind of Ed Hardy look to it. The bottle has this like heart with the sword through it, and it says Le Male Lover, which is the man lover. So if you're uncomfortable in your own skin, then you probably are staying away from this. But if you're just like okay with yourself, then this fragrance, the name shouldn't really matter. But what is this fragrance all about? So let me give you the note breakdown since this I hit the microphone. Since this is my full review, I will give you the note breakdown of Le Male Lover. The top notes are white pepper and finger lime. Mid notes are ambergris, C notes, and musk. And the base notes are vanilla and woods. In this fragrance, the main things that you need to know are that white pepper, the ambergris, and the vanilla. Those are the main 3 things in this fragrance. And I have to say, before this fragrance was released, my favorite fresh fragrance from Jean-Paul Gaultier was this. So this came out in the Le Male Eau Fraiche line, which there was the original Le Male Eau Fraiche, which is okay. It was good, not the greatest. And then there was the 3 collector's edition bottles, which actually did have different things going on with them. Like the Superman was a little bit more floral. The Popeye, I can't remember what was going on with that one. And then this one was a little bit of an amped up ISO-E Super, which added a bit of sweetness, a little bit more of a woody tone, and it added some projection and performance to about 7 to 8 hours. This at this point in time was still one of my favorite it's still one of my favorite fresh fragrances. It has a little bit of sweetness, it has some depth in there, very simplistic with that neroli vanilla mixture, with that Le Male DNA underneath there. It's very nice, very fresh. And then this one came out. When this one, I smelled it, I was like, this might be my favorite fresh Le Male. And to this day, I still don't know. I think I'm gonna give them both an 8.5. From opening to dry down, I like both of them a lot, and both of them have very good performance. This one is a little bit more from that ISO-E. It's again about 7 to 8 hours, while this one I got about 6 to 7 hours. So I will get the performance out of the way real quick. It pushes out pretty nicely for the first hour and a half, where it's about 4 to 5 feet off your skin, so a little bit above average. With the sillage, about 4 to 5 feet, like I said. As far as the seasons, it's best for spring and summer, but because of the vanilla mixture and the pepper that is in this, it really would work, I think. I mean, I'm going to try it out this fall and winter, but I could see this being a nice, like 40-degree fall day, or even throughout the winter. A lot of times that fresh vanilla scents really do go well in the fall and winter. This could be a nice work scent during the winter. But I'm going to stick with spring and summer at this point in time, with a leaning into fall as well. So when this first opens up, you do get a little bit of that citrus from the finger lime. It's not really prominent. It gives just a little bit of brightness to the fragrance. It adds a bit of freshness. Finger lime is a little bit more of a unique. When I first tried this, I didn't really know what the citrus was. I was like, is that grapefruit? Is that lime? I'm not 100% sure, because finger lime does have a bit of unique character to it that lime doesn't have itself. But with that said, it just provides a little bit of this citrusy aspect underneath what that main part of the fragrance is, which is a ball of musk, as well as that vanilla. The vanilla is there from the opening. It does pull up more in the dry down, but it's definitely there in the opening. And then you also do get that ambergris, providing a little bit of an earthiness underneath the fragrance. But it has like a little bit of a woody tone, so it might be like more of a woody ambergris. And then that pepper, just providing a slight bit of spice, which is the same thing that this had. It had a little bit of this kind of black pepper, while this one has white pepper. I can't really tell the difference in like the white pepper, black pepper. It just doesn't come off like overly spicy like Spice Bomb or Man in Black. It just adds a little bit of character to the fragrance. And while this is just like the other Le Male fresh fragrances, like that one, Andre Edition, Le Male Lover, it isn't like overly unique. It's more of a simplistic fragrance, but it does have a little bit of its own character from that white pepper, a little bit of the neroli. It's actually quite nice. The musk isn't overplayed, and then as you get to the dry down, as you start getting further in, it doesn't transition too much. It's just that finger lime, that slight bit of bright citrusy tone. It kind of just goes by the wayside. You lose a little bit of that floral tone that was in there. And then it just kind of brings in that vanilla a bit more, and it becomes more of a vanilla ambergris white pepper fragrance that has a bit of this musky woodiness underneath it. And it's very nice. It's very nice. It's fresh. It's clean. Still has that masculine tone to it, while also having, if you're a person who likes that fresh, sweet fragrances, you're going to like this. It has a little bit of a powdery nuance to it, but I don't like powdery tones. You know that. And this one, it doesn't like overplay that like it doesn't with the musk, where it's not too powdery, but it does have a little bit of character from that too. But overall, this fragrance is very nice. I mean, as long as you can get past the name, I mean, really cool bottle. It's a Jean Paul Gaultier, and I don't think that this one is like a super hype monster, but I think that if you're looking for a nice, fresh Le Male modernized fragrance, that this one's definitely going to do it for you, especially if you like those, this one. It doesn't veer too far off course from this style of fragrance. It's still, as soon as you smell this, you're like, oh, okay. So it's like that, but it also has a little bit more of that white pepper, a little bit more of that vanilla. It has that kind of Armani Code Colonia, Prada L'Homme Water Splash. It has that style of character, just with an added sweetness. So if you like sweet, fresh fragrances, I can tell you should try this one out. I'm never going to tell you to blind buy this one, because it's not going to be for everybody, but it's very easy wear. It's very mass appealing. My wife gave it a 10, which she never does. She just really likes this fragrance, and she always has liked the very simplistic, fresh, clean, but also semi-sweet fragrances. So I can see why she likes that. And then, just like all of the other Le Male fragrances out there, this has a slight lavender that just flows through the entire fragrance in like an ambery accord behind it. All of the Le Males, whether it's warm or fresh or whatever, it always has that lavender just floating through the fragrance. This one, again, is more dominant on that vanilla, a little bit of musk. It also has that white pepper. It has the ambergris. Those are the three main parts of the fragrance. And then again, you still get that lavender. You get the musk underneath it. You get a little bit of that finger lime up top. But it still feels like a Le Mans. It's just fresh, it's clean, it's sweet, and I'm not going to do any more about this because it's just really nice. I would say it's one of the better releases of the year. With the year that this has been of either very average fragrances or there's few that have been on the higher end, like really nice ones. This one stands out a bit. So it might be in my top 5 of the year, to be honest with you, because right now I know the Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme is up there. I know the Boss the Scent Elixir's up there. I know that there's a few others. This might be in my top 5 as far as designer releases of the year, just because it's so easy to wear. But we're almost rounding 10 minutes, so I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer. Let me know if you've tried it, what you think about it, if you're interested in it. And again, just fresh, clean, a little bit semi-sweet. Has that lavender. Really, really nice. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. And again, I'll be back with another one. Peace out.